What's up, guys? This is Sim with Vengeance, and I am back here with another Madden NFL 16 Miami Dolphins franchise. And today, this is going to be the game recap for you guys for week number 2 between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Miami Dolphins. As you see by the final score, the Dolphins ended up taking the victory. Final score 34-16. The Dolphins had 24 unanswered points in the first half, leading it to 24-0 lead at halftime, and the Dolphins kind of just cruised in the second half to a 34-16 win. See offensive total yards gained, 531 yards total yards gained. 2 turnovers on the side of Miami, but it didn't come back to bite them as Jacksonville committed one themselves. So the turnover differential wasn't a deciding factor in the game. As you see, time of possession, we dominated the ball, and penalty yards 31-20 in favor of Miami. Miami didn't commit that many penalties. I think it was just 2 10-yard penalties, and that was about it. But we're going to take a look at some stats now. Tannehill, 310 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. He had an 89-yard touchdown pass to Devontae Parker, as Tannehill went 24 for 34. So he had a pretty good day at the office, just your average typical day for Ryan Tannehill. You see Vincent Harvey had been another great day, 24 carries, 110 yards and a touchdown. Jay Ajayi had 5 carries for 13 yards. David Johnson 2 for 12. Matt Slater 1 for 3, and Tannehill had 2 yards on the ground as well. And now we go to receiving, where Jordan Cameron had a pretty big day as well. Had 85 yards receiving. Jarvis Landry had a touchdown as well. Devontae Parker had 2 touchdowns, and one of them was that 89-yard touchdown that he had. So Vincent Harvey had a few receptions as well for 27 yards. And Emmanuel Sanders only 2 for 14, but he wasn't really needed that much, especially with the way Devontae Parker was playing. He was the deep threat in that game, as he had the 89-yard touchdown. So that's always a good thing to see from the receiving core. You see no really big glaring moments for the offensive line. We gave up a couple of sacks, but nothing to be too concerned about as far as the offensive line. And now we're going to take a look at the defense here for the Miami Dolphins. As you see, Brandon Spikes had a few tackles, 6 tackles as well. Abdullah had 6 tackles. We're looking at some pretty good stats here for the defense. The defense played extremely well, getting some pressures on the quarterback, which was Jimmy Garoppolo. Actually, Jimmy Garoppolo was a starting quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars, so he didn't want to be a part of the New England system anymore. He decides to take his talents to Florida and become a Jaguar and try and turn that franchise around. See, we only got 1 sack that entire game, and that's not really good. You see, we didn't get any interceptions either from some of these guys right here. We go all the way down here, nothing here either. No interceptions, so their only miscue on the turnovers was a fumble, I do believe. But nonetheless, kicking, Billy Cundiff did make a field goal, or he made 2 field goals, made 4 extra points, and he had a pretty good day as well. Brandon Fields only punted once. And now we go to Jacksonville's side. As soon as you see, we look at the special teams here. Blake had a 60-yard punt return, almost took it to the house. And, man, that would have been something special, man. That would have been really cool. You take a look at Jacksonville's side. Garoppolo had a pretty good day. 209 yards passing, 2 touchdown passes. Only had a long one for only 33 yards, but he did go 14 for 25. His biggest flaw was that he wasn't very accurate with his passes. Only went 14 of 25. You see Rashad Jennings, 11 carries, 31 yards. Garoppolo had 17 yards on the ground, and Aton Smith had only 3 yards on the ground. You go to the receiving side, you got Denario Alexander with 57 yards receiving. He had a pretty good day on 4 catches. Dwayne Harris, 3 catches, 36 yards. Allen Robinson, 2 catches for 46 yards. And then you go down to Michael Rivera, 2 catches, 29 yards. And you got Smith down there with 1 catch for 12 yards. And Rashad Jennings had a catch, but he lost a yard. And then you got Parker. He had a catch for 30 yards. So that's all that's really got to be said about the Jacksonville side of the receiving. We're going to go to blocking. You see right here, nothing really going on here. Jacksonville only gave up 1 sack. And they had, like I said, their offense did pretty good. Their run game, their passing game was okay. It was okay. Their run game was below average. And, when you kind of have that thing where you can't establish the run, and they're trying to establish the run, and it's just not going to work. You got too many good run stoppers on the Miami side of the football, the defensive side of the ball, and it's just not going to be a good day at the office for a team that wants to establish the run when they're they think they ran the ball. Oh God, they ran the ball like 15-16 times compared to 25 passes. Yeah, they passed more than they ran, but they couldn't get anything going. They had a lot of miscues, not completing passes, not establishing the run, and it's just gonna be a bad day at the office for Jacksonville. They did a pretty good job defensively in some areas, but not enough. Obviously, they gave up 34 points, but they did make a field goal from Garrett Hartley, that one from 54 yards out. And the Dolphins, next week or next game, I will show you a game recap of the Dolphins at home for the third straight week, taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Jameis Winston and crew coming in and trying to give us our first loss. We'll see how that handles out next time. But thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I will see you guys next time. My name is Suh with Vengeance. You guys have been amazing as always. You guys are the best supporters on YouTube, and I am out. Peace.